UNPAVED, Sean Salisbury here. We're bringing authentic, real stuff to you. Hardcore opinion.
Sean Salisbury, former NFL quarterback.
29-year-old Sean Salisbury, his second start as a National Football League quarterback.
Hey guys, welcome into Unpaved. I am Sean Salisbury, Adam Sager. Be along in just a second, as will our guest every Monday, Coach JB at @realcoach_JB. And this is where you're going to obviously get all the national talk in every sport and I don't care, politics, sports, entertainment. We're going hard at it. And great new open, as our guy Bailey put together. It's our new open as we head into 2026, and it's going to be epic. Great stuff by Bailey. And if you want great USC talk, you're going to get it here. Hardcore talk that isn't favoring anybody. Going to give you the truth, as well as Texans talk, since I'm here in Houston. But we are going to give you that all over the country. But man, you want that stuff here. If you're a Trojan or a Texan, you don't need to listen to your local. We got it right here for you on Unpaved. And we start here, and just a little snippet. It doesn't shock me because the kid works, and I know JB is one of JB's kids, and we'll get to that with him as well. That Tank Dell's recovery from gruesome lower leg knee injury is, I don't know if miraculous is the right word, but it feels like it. For those of us who've had shredded knees and then watched what he went through, this dude puts his time in. And I couldn't root for him any harder. Been through 2 injuries early in his career. The most recent one missed this year. And I got news for you. This kid will be back if it goes by what he's done to overcome odds regularly. We will discuss him and his impact and what it will mean to the Texans. I had a conversation with somebody close to the Texans this morning, and we did talk about the C.J. Stroud contract. And I'm not sure, although we think that the Texans are going to do it, I'm not sure a lot of people are prepared for $55 to $60 million for C.J. Stroud. It's all right here. It's unpaved. Listen, it's Monday. It's supposed to be a holiday. We don't do holidays on Mondays. Well, maybe during a vacation time or Christmas or Thanksgiving. But not now. Bring in Adam Sager. Segs, what's up, man? Good to talk to you. And I didn't even know, before we get to JB, that it was USA versus the world in an NBA All-Star game. Not that it requires much of our attention. Segs, it pains me. You've known me a long time. Baseball and basketball are my 2 most viewed sports, and I'm being honest. The ones, college hoops still is. I'll watch college. I don't give a shit if it's Harry Hatchet-ass versus Joe Sixpack. I'm watching college hoops. But this bothers me from the days back when I watched Bob McAdoo through Magic Johnson, through being at USC during Showtime with Magic Johnson and that group, and rolling into just the Jordan era and the Bird, and then into Kobe and watching LeBron James. Basketball in the NBA has become a real problem for me to watch. And we will hit that at some point. The All-Star game is just kind of a snippet of what we get. When you can run down, carry the ball, dunk like you and I could in high school, and you're dancing for 8 minutes, and the dance was more impressive than the dunk, and that wasn't even that impressive. We got a real issue in the NBA, and at times, quite frankly, it's unfucking watchable. So there you go. But we got a lot to get to today. And the Miami Dolphins obviously are headed in a different direction, brother. Yep. And I think it's going to be a different direction at quarterback as well. So we'll see what happens here.
We'll get into all that today. But yeah, it's just it's a very lackluster NBA right now. It's a very, very tough watch.
It's Segs, admit it like it is. It's not that we got talented players. The talent's there. The product sucks for the most part. It's average. It just
100%.
is.
100%. All right, let's bring in our guy, Coach JB. You can find him at the coach_realJB. All right, Sean, let's start here.
Let's do that again. It's the real coach _JB. Am I right?
I thought I got it right, but I knew I got it wrong.
Can I say the fucking
year and a half?
Can I say the R word on
JB? There's only one JB on there.
I wish I could use the R word on your show.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the R word on your show.
You're talking about where we're challenged mentally with this? Is that what you're saying, JB?
It's
I finally got it right though.
It's like pissing up a rope here.
Dude, I finally got it down. Now Segs, now we got to teach him, don't we?
Yeah, I get
That's
it. Is
okay.
yeah.
All you got to do, but all you got to do is say, yeah, the underscore blows. But all you got to do is say JB if you Google it or go on Twitter. You don't need all the other shit. It will show up.
I'm kind of a big deal.
JB, it's just JB. You think
I'm
Mike
kind of a big deal.
It's Mike. Yeah,
I'm kind
exactly.
of a big deal.
So
Yeah.
just go JB and find his bitch ass on there, okay? You can use the R word anytime you want.
Hey, here's the thing.
True.
I'm gonna take the blame because I'm gonna turn big 5-0. I'm gonna turn big 5-0.
Yeah.
I'm a big 5-0 this week. I'm only 20 years behind Sean. Here's the issue.
Get out of here, okay? I ain't got hold.
The underscore fucked me because see Netflix at the time I didn't have social media. When Netflix came out, I had to create it, and I had to use the underscore because I guess somebody had it or I don't know.
Yeah, that's what normally.
And ever since it kind of fucked me, man.
Somebody came and bitch slapped you it made you take the underscore, and you became the back burner.
Somebody's bitch. Yeah.
Back burner. Yeah, you ain't nobody's bitch.
Yeah, you always got to find a way because like my Adam Sager was taken, so I had to throw in the middle initial just to, keep it. So, and then it's always an account that's never being used.
I know
that's the worst part about it.
Yeah, Sean fucked me. But anyway,
yeah. And
moving on.
Blame it on me, dude. You ain't the first one.
You got to.
Blame it on me.
Rolls uphill.
Blame it on me. Yeah, when in doubt, blame it on my ass. That's all right.
We just found out Sean's over 70. So congrats to you, Sean. It's Coach JB turns 50.
Sean, you're over 70 now.
Yeah.
No, if I'm 70, I'm a bad. Look at me. And I look about 40, so shit. Check me out for a second. Look at the moneymaker right there. That looks 70 to
Somebody
you.
told me last night I look 30. Whatever.
Not even look 40 to you. I'm ripped, chiseled, and to the bone right now. So
look at that.
you better roll up off, man. Okay?
I'm like a lean 251 right now.
But look at this, dude. I'm 229, dude.
No, shut the fuck up. Yeah,
I promise you. Dude, I get my yearly checkup. I went last week. I stood on a scale. I'm 6'77". I'm 6'5". I may have lost a quarter of an inch doing all these things.
Have you had the colonoscopy? Have you had the
6'5".
Have you done the colonoscopy?
I had the colon. I do the home test. I did the home test about 8 months ago.
Home test of colonoscopy?
You do the Cologuard test. Yeah. Done it twice over.
What do you do?
That every 3 years.
Wait, what is that?
Cologuard.com. They'll deliver you go to a doctor. Doctor will have delivered to your house. You're going to drop trow in your own house and load it into the bucket. You're going to pour it in, seal it back up. They send you the box. You seal it back up. They check for colonoscopy. You don't have to go into a doctor's office to get it done anymore. That long where you're drinking all the shit. No, it's Cologuard.
No, don't tell me that. I got a goddamn thing going up my ass tomorrow.
Dude, Cologuard it's the commercials. Cologuard's been the dude for the last couple of years. I don't know where the fuck you've been. Okay?
I don't know either, but I don't want to.
I know you got, but JB acts saying like he's bummed that somebody's shoving something up his ass. This motherfucker begged for it.
I'm canceled.
He's the only guy that goes for a prostate check.
Hold on.
Don't use your finger. Use a telephone pole.
Hold on. Okay? They're like you gotta have a driver drop you all this shit. I'm like, what? So now they got me kind of worried.
No pun intended. No, you can do both. It's like think about this when you get your PSA test, JB for prostate. They'll take the blood test with the PSA, and some doctors, if they beforehand, they'll go one knuckle deep to check it that way to, you have both. But I know you prefer that route. Some are now just doing the blood test as more accurate.
I got this Asian broad that does that, but it's weird.
So obviously small fingers. Anyway, JB, so yes, Cologuard. You do it, they home deliver the kit. You go in there and do your own stuff, load it up. Put water in it. They have a solution. You load up the box, it handle you. You drop it off at the mail store, and it's there. And in 2 weeks, you get your results.
Without and that's just like doing the camera up here.
Drink all that stuff. Now, if they detected something wrong in that, they'd probably ask you to go do that. But they can get a pretty damn good idea if you're healthy. So I've done that. No, I'm not 70. And by the way, what'd you say? I do what? What was the reason we started the Cologuard contest? I mean, it's called a conversation contest. Hell, you want that?
I just want to know if you had it. Check that. Have you had the camera up there? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had that. I had that like a decade plus ago. Then when they came out with Cologuard, I said,
when you were 50.
Unlike you.
So at 50, you had that. 20 years ago, you had that done.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Your ass. Okay. And we were talking about weight. Dude, I'm on this. And Dude, I am 229, 6'5", 229 now. I started at 310. I swear to God.
I remember I saw your fat ass at
I
Pat.
promise you. Yeah,
I was fatter than you. I was way fatter than you.
But guess what mine is now? It's with the fucking pH, dude. Okay.
229. I'm fighting
229.
that. I'm going to call bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. I'm 251.
What if I promised you on my kid's life and on your life? I was 228 at one point last week, dude. That's honest to God truth. 228. Doing it the right way, too. Okay?
I've never taken a drug in my life.
Yeah.
What scale are you using? The fucking one you do for the dogs?
Dude, when I walk into the vet, I'm using a scale that goes into a doctor's
office. You know what? You got to hold the fucking dog on the scale and hold the motherfucker. It's not even close to being accurate because you're holding the motherfucker. Half of it's on.
One claw's on, one's off. No,
149. I'm like, fuck, my dog don't weigh 149, bitch.
I started this journey and I said, when I get to 225, I don't want to. And now I want to build strength and get back stronger. Back. I'm telling you now. My lowest weight in the decade, I hit 228 last week. I'm 229 this morning.
Well, congrats. I'm 251. That's the lowest I've been in for a long time.
Yeah.
I was 305 or something. Shit. I look like hammer dog shit. Hammer dog shit looks bad, by the way.
Man, that's a chill 70. No, I got a long time to go to get to 70.
Shit got bigger. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, some of us didn't lose a pound there. So anyway, what's going on?
I actually gained there. Yeah. I don't get it. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, remember that time I told that story? Somebody said to come back when you have a foot, and I said I won't cut off an inch for anybody. Yeah, you remember that story. Anyway, Segs, get off this stuff. Look what happens when we try to go real, and this clown comes on.
Someone
question him away, question the rest of it.
Well, better than the All-Star game. I know that.
Yeah, people give me a hard time.
On the phone and get a sponsorship here now.
Yeah. By the way, we just gave them all kinds of pubs. Can we get 6 figures for it?
Get them on
real quick. And Isaiah 310. Yeah, I had knee replacement, knee surgery. I just got to the point I was burned out. And when you get burned out, you get heavy. And I'm like, when you walk up the stairs and you feel a little winded, it's time to change. So I quit making those excuses. Well, I had surgery, 2 shoulders. Got to work, took care of my business. And I'll tell you what also set you off. We were at the Marcus Allen's golf tournament out there in the Valley. And Charles Barkley and I were there. And Charles and I always go back and forth on who's fatter, you know. And we were taking the team picture, the group picture on the green before we got played. And he starts getting into me about it. I said, dude, what are you talking about? I said, you got so many pounds to lose before you can even get into the fat category. So we went back and forth. And now we haven't talked about it in a while, but I can't wait till the next time I see him because Chuck used to give me a hard time while I'd give him a hard time. You know, when he'd pull his pants up to here. And I said, come on, man, you pulled him up to there. And then he'd say, dude, you're not playing quarterback. You play left tackle. Now, damn, you're, like I said, 310. So I can't wait to see him in person where he could, you know, he can actually do his laundry on my rib cage and on my abs. So there you go. Come see me now. You want that? Here I am. Okay. Challenging all of you. Come to, what do they do? Come get yourself some. Yeah. There you go. But Charles, right. I was fat with an F and now it's with a PH. Okay. So there you go. And Cologuard, you owe us a lot of promotional coin after that.
I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see if I can get it.
Yeah.
JB, just make sure when they try to stick a full hose up there, you don't say, "Man, could you do it twice?" Okay, there you go. There you go.
I mean, anyway, that's all another discussion. But yeah,
there you go. There you go.
Let's get into some sports here. Let's talk a little USC. Lincoln Riley.
I thought that was a sport.
Well, for some it may be. For some it may be.
I call it AE. I call it AE. But go ahead.
Lincoln Riley says USC still has something to prove entering this season. I mean, duh, you haven't won shit. But I think this is quote on Lincoln Riley. I think you always approach this game with something to prove. I mean, I think the day that you don't have something to prove is when you ought to hang them up. I mean, that's what competition is about. You know, you step out there every single week, no matter what you've done in the past or what your record is or how many championships you won before. It's about that moment. It's about those 16 minutes in between the white lines. What do you guys think here of Lincoln Riley and what he had to say about USC? Again, no shit, something to prove. But what does this team really have to improve this season as they take on with the new DC and Gary Patterson and a new group of really talented weapons for quarterback Jaden Maiava?
Sean, you want me to go?
Yeah, have at it, brother. I'll follow.
I mean, I'm here, and I got buddies that coach there. I don't know. I don't get it. I never got the hire, but I get the hire as far as popularity, but I don't get the hire as far as geographically. He doesn't fit LA. He never has. No high school coach really messes with him at all in LA. He blocked him out when he first got the job. He thought he was too cool. That bit him in the ass. He was losing our best talent. Modern day, Bosco, all of them were going to Bama, Oklahoma, where he just left, and other places instead of staying home, where Pete Carroll dominated our backyard. And Sean knows this better than anybody. Every time SC's ever been good, UCLA for that matter as well, they dominate home. I don't understand. I get NIL, I get all this other shit, but he has lost home. Now, apparently, he's got the number one class. He's kept some more home bodies here, etc. But how many of those kids does he sign or at least commit actually stay and get on the yard at SC? That's the thing that I don't believe anyone's really diving into and getting that data, because I see a lot of committed kids, but then they never end up panning out or leaving before they even become the player. And now look at the wideouts that have left there and dominate at Georgia, Miami. Look at all the players that have left SC and have dominated elsewhere because they matriculated and got through and matured. He can't keep them. So he's losing on both fronts to me, which is going to ultimately get him fired. I got Willie McGinnis, obviously good friend, and is an SC guy like Sean, and love Sean. He's like, dude, he's out of there if this isn't a bowl team, if this isn't a playoff team. Screw a bowl. We hadn't even won a bowl, a little less a playoff. Has to be a playoff team this year, or he's out.
Yeah, JB, it's a great point. Here's a couple things, and I'm the one guy who has said I really could care less about the rankings. Are all fine for optics of high school, but it's true. Do you keep the guys you signed, and do you get the portal guys that are necessary to impact your program now? Not go get a portal guy that hadn't been evaluated right, comes in as a hack, or that 5-star recruit that leaves after a year because of frustration. That's more what I'm into. Secondly, with Willie and every single alumni I ever talked to, football alum, let alone just people who went to school there and rooted on the football team, is that they're based on, it's a unique situation. Now, I don't have a problem going outside the program to get a coach, but when you come in, you better understand how that works here. You don't have to be a Trojan to coach the Trojans, but you better understand how the culture of the Trojans works. And it is based on two things, man. Physical domination, run the football. And then the rest fits in. I'm just telling you, you go to them, even if we win finesse, there's always been that question from the guys, I'm talking about the stars that have been at USC and even the backups. Why are we doing it that way? I've heard it a million times. Pre-Lincoln Riley, pre-Pete Carroll, post Pete Carroll when we had to put somebody else in there, and now with Lincoln Riley. He's got a tough task, and hell yes, he got something to prove. When's the last time you hoisted the national championship trophy and losing to Tulane in a bowl game and losing to the bowl game we just lost to, who'd we get beat by? TCU? Yeah, TCU. Those are the ones that'll get your ass fired, as well as losing to UCLA, Notre Dame, and not making the playoff. He will not be coaching the Trojans, and I like Lincoln Riley. I think he's a brilliant offensive mind. But he, I think, now is starting to understand with the hire of Gary Patterson that finesse and pretty on the outside and all that window dressing, the sugar-coated stuff, doesn't mean shit when you get diabetes from it. So what you have to do is dig deep down into it and keep the guys you get, dominate the portal since the rule allows, and get the buy-in back into, we are going to pound you physically, we're going to play defense, we're going to get the alumni standing on the sideline saying, now that's the way USC is supposed to win. I'm just telling you, the alumni would rather beat you 17-14 and dominate you physically than they would get beat 40-44 and look pretty getting beat with that 400 yards, 600 yards of total offense. I think Lincoln understands that if he doesn't turn that corner and isn't not only in the playoff, but it has a chance to win the thing, that Lincoln Riley will be coaching somewhere that finesse is involved. I do like Lincoln, but I get what JB's saying about that. There is, to put a fence around it, you shouldn't need to put a fence around USC. I mean, LA. You should know going in, it's an invisible fence like you did with the dog collars, that they don't have a fence, but they just know when they get to a certain point, oh no, we're USC guys. This is modern day in Southern Cal and Crenshaw and hoops and all, that your fence around 25 miles around LA is reserved. The only way you get in is you're headed to USC. And that's the way it was under Pete Carroll. Lincoln's close. But until we physically dominate and make sure that the players we recruit stay, and you get the core of your team here, you can't lose your best receiver somewhere else 1 year after the next, or a fast guy, or somebody to Oregon. So I do think Lincoln gets it, but there's a process that goes with it. And we're close, but close isn't good enough. So you're damn right you got a lot to prove. Not only a lot to prove to win, but I think Lincoln realizes that a lot to prove. If they miss the playoff this year, I will be shocked if we don't have a new head coach. Gary Patterson's his best hire he's ever had since he's been at USC. Period.
I agree.
This is a step in the right direction.
Western Kansas. Pride of Western Kansas. Gary Patterson, known him a long time. Here's the thing I got to say, too. Then you go out and get a big NIL hire. I'm going to say hire in a Bear Alexander from Georgia, who never panned out, never played, but you spent a bunch of money. You put him in a penthouse down on goddamn Wilshire Boulevard, and you don't ever even get the guy to play a meaningful down for you. So you're losing on that front, and then you're losing the maturity and maturation and development on the other front, and then you don't get the player on the other front. There's three things that you just can't lose in LA, and they're losing in those three aspects.
Real quick.
There's no question. And really, one last thing about this, the physicality of it. Yeah, you got to get out of, and Isaiah made a point. We talked about it last week. This overall, the mentality of, now they'll beat some Big Ten schools, but until you're consistently beating the big boys in the Big Ten at the top of the conference, you got to get out, because the Pac-12 has been known in the past, unless you were Stanford or Utah, as a finesse conference. It just has. So you got to get that out. And when you hired Lincoln, it's pretty and it's great window dressing, but the substance, and he's a brilliant offensive mind, but you got to continue to build the substance from the base, and the base is who you bring in and who you keep as players, but also the culture you're building with the guys you hire. I've always said, a lot of times it's not the head coaching hire that's most important. It's the dudes that guy hires at both levels, college and NFL. Right, and you have to practice that way and play that way in order to keep it. As I think Lincoln Riley's good. This is the most important year in Lincoln Riley's hiring at USC, and at any time in his career for the next step. And I think he knows that, and I couldn't root harder for him.
Real quick, is Jaden Maiava the right quarterback for Lincoln Riley to get him to where Coach JB says he needs to be in the playoffs this year?
Well, he is now, because you lost the backup, and it's the guy, and he's got experience, and he's a big-time player. But he's going to continue to have to elevate. And you can't do what he did that I saw in person against TCU. I know it was TCU, and it's not a playoff. But you can't make costly throws 2 or 3 times in a game that cost you. I believe in him. I think he's a really good player. But then there's another guy. He'll play this year and move on. I think he's the guy because he has to be. And I think he's a really talented, and I think he's got potential to play on Sundays. But under duress and in big situations, he's going to have to elevate to be that guy that when we're 9 games in, we're saying, you know what? The one constant is we're physical, and the next constant is our quarterback plays great football. I think he's an extremely solid, good player. I don't think he's spectacular, but I think he can be. Consistency will be the level under duress.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know, somebody in the chat, Sean, said that they've dominated the Big Ten teams. Who have you dominated? You lost to the 3 M's, Michigan, Minnesota, and Maryland. Shut the hell up. Who have you beaten the Big Ten?
Are you talking to in the chat?
Yeah, I don't. SC's manhandled Big Ten teams. Really?
Yeah, well, if you manhandle the bottom part of the conference, that's one thing.
Have they won a conference that I don't know about?
No, they haven't. And they've only been in it a short time, but they haven't dominated. They've been good, not great. They've hovered. Listen, hovering around 18 or 20 or 16 is not enough. And I think Lincoln Riley knows that going into next year.
Yep. We'll see how they respond next season. All right. A cool story that, Sean, you mentioned to start the show. Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell, one of your guys, JB, comes back from let me get this right, the torn MCL, LCL, ACL, dislocated kneecap, and meniscus damage in 2024. He's now back finally in 2026, getting back to working out, getting right to get back on the field and help CJ Stroud get over the hump. Because when CJ was his best, he had Tank Dell doing crazy things on the field for him. So what's your guys' reaction to Tank Dell getting back in the gym and getting back to 100% healthy?
I know the kid just character-wise. He's he's going to get back out there. And I think CJ misses him tremendously because he needs that type of slot guy to get that mismatch on the back or the safety. He never had. They traded Mechie away, who I thought was another guy they could have used in the slot. And then he never really had that safety blanket in the slot. And then Nico gets hurt, and then you're now stuck with Schultz as your go-to, and he really didn't use him. And Mixon, obviously, not being the pass-catching back playing-wise that we saw in Cincinnati. So I thought that he misses him tremendously. He'll get him back. Plus, they're best friends in the world, and they've created that bond. But this kid will come back. He is a nutty-gutty kid from the come from the bottom, and he's a special kid, talent, etc., character, the whole deal. So we'll see if he can come back. The question is, Sean, these gruesome injuries, and this was his second kind of bad one. Is he going to be that guy you just saw right there, make a cut and spin and get vertical? And we don't know. I hope he is. He's still young. We'll see. Technology and science and everything that's advanced now. I would think he's going to come back. If the doctors say he can go, I think you're going to see that guy.
Yeah, this kid here, to me, he's got the stomach for it. Although I didn't have the stomach to watch that injury more than once, he does have the stomach to come back. And I'll tell you another thing. I judge a kid by when things are going well. Are you working? A lot of guys take time off when they're working, when things are good. When he was playing, that dude was out there running routes and catching, putting his time in the offseason when he was healthy. So I know he's putting his time in when he's hurt. I think he not only come back, and when you got speed to burn, you can even lose a little bit. Hell, he may be faster straight line speed because of all the time he's putting in to rehab. That I know that. Just big legs, strong legs, but they got stronger after my injuries because I put more time into dedicating all the stuff around it. Gruesome, tough, but he's missed 2 seasons. And I fully believe that, or 1.5, the better part of 2 seasons, that he's going to come back because he understands the end game. And his character will help guys around him. I think this is huge for them and CJ Stroud. But I also think on the negative side, I never like it when a quarterback has to rely on one guy to be successful. CJ Stroud has taken a step back these last 2 years. I'm not talking about can he make throws. We know he's a good player. But from his rookie year to now, he has not gotten better consistently. Matter of fact, he's missing more clean pocket stuff. Tank Dell, yes. But he had a great opportunity, even with an offensive line that's been suspect and inconsistent and doesn't physically dominate you regularly. He had a great opportunity to elevate his game when his favorite guy wasn't there. And he didn't do it because I don't like that crutch of man. And of course, when you lose a good player, but the great ones, not the good ones, the great ones, make sure the next guy, that you don't miss a beat. Even though it's obvious you have to miss a beat when you lose a great player, a really good player, CJ Stroud's got another level, and it can't just be because of Tank Dell. So that disappointed me, and he didn't elevate when Dell went out. I've seen flashes of CJ Stroud from his rookie year. But in the last 2 years, he's taken just as many steps back as he took forward as a rookie. He's got to get back to that for me to say you're worth 55 or 60 million. But the Tank Dell kid, energy, you can play him outside and inside. He's the perfect burst and runaway guy for an inside slot guy, special teams guy. Matter of fact, he may come back better than ever because I know this, when you've been pushed to the hilt, there's 2 ways to go. Wilt and become an excuse maker, or punch him right back in the face and become a difference maker. I think Tank Dell is a difference maker, which just extends the bandwidth for the 2 kids from Iowa State to Nico Collins. And Dalton Schultz elevated a little bit last year in the pass catching, but he's never going to block anybody. But the pass catching part, which is going to be an extension at the tight end. This team, when all's right, has potential, but they're still not their defense. If they ever get to the point and getting this kid back takes them a step closer. I said this, if CJ Stroud elevates to a point where he played like he did as a rookie, or this team elevates offensively to get within 15% of their defense, they're a top 3 team in the AFC. But they're not now because of the things we're talking about. Having Tank Dell back sooner than later would be great. I fully expect him to come back 100%. I really do. And that's saying something for such a gruesome injury.
It will be a great story to see him get back on the field. And it'll be a great thing for the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud, assuming he's the quarterback next season of the Houston Texans. All right, Dolphins start clearing house. They, bring in new front office, new head coach, and they start clearing house. And first big move was Tyreek Hill. Do you guys think Tyreek Hill is playing next year? And do you like the route the Dolphins are taking here by just cutting dead money, getting rid of it, maybe having just kind of a rebuild year of we'll take on all the dead money this year, and then 2027 and so on. That's when we try and get back to being a good playoff football team.
Sean, I don't know. I'll go first. I think that they cut him just because there's other reasons. Not only to save $30 million and not pay him $36 million or whatever he's owed, but also, like you said, new regime. I get it. I'm all with it too. I don't know if it's off the field antics they don't want, or is he not as healthy as people think? I'm sure doctors and the team there, because you don't get rid of a guy like him, talent wise, if you don't have another guy. And I know they got Waddle, and I like their talent pool on the roster, but this guy's a difference maker. Unless something's seriously wrong, I don't know if this doesn't hurt him future-wise for another team either, because the teams talk, Sean, you know how the circle, how tight it is. I'm curious to see if an Andy Reid takes him back, or I wouldn't be shocked. To me, Frisco makes the most sense. But again, I think these agents are telling players, from what I heard over the weekend, to stay the hell away from California after the Super Bowl and Sam Darnold got his ass taxed to death. And this jock tax that we have in California and the joke that we are politically, I don't know if
the leadership in California. I'm sick of it, dude.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I think more and more guys are staying away from here, free agent wise, as much as they can. That's going to go for every sport. So what the Dodgers are doing, Sean, is crazy. What the Dodgers continue to do and get away with, because the amount of money they're paying, the taxes, I guess, don't really matter. But in football, we don't get baseball money. And after that Super Bowl, Sean, I think players are pissed off right now. Sam Darnold paid $70,000 to play in a Super Bowl. So, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And hence why it started with businesses moving out. And they're going to continue to move out as long as that leadership. They took a beautiful state and ruined it, period. They have ruined it. And they're getting to the point where there's no turning back. Okay. Because the guy that's leading them has the mind of a minnow. Okay. But needless to say, with Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek Hill, somebody like Kansas City or somebody, since whoever picks him up with a good quarterback, and he's not the guy, he's just one of the guys, he'll have a Pro Bowl season again, as long as he's healthy, like we're assuming. This has nothing to do with the fact that, in my opinion, has everything to do with money and the off the field issues and maybe some of the stuff that's gone on in the building. He didn't have the right quarterback. I'm not making an excuse for Tyreek Hill, because a lot of the stuff that's going on is self-inflicted off the field. So I get why somebody new comes in and says, we're cleaning house and moving up. I do get what the Dolphins are doing. But if you move him and let him go and he runs through this and gets on the right team, dude, stick him in Buffalo with Josh Allen and add to that weapons, where they've got Cook and then he comes in, next thing you know, he's got 90 catches for 1,400 yards. I think he's still got that in him. Now, his desire and passion, sometimes when they let you go and they've humbled you a little bit, you come back hungrier than ever. Remember when he left Kansas City, we said, he leaves Mahomes, what's he going to be? Well, we saw he's pretty damn good. So I just think he's at the stage where if he's healthy, he can help somebody else. The question is, are you buying into him with all the offseason trouble? And then the money. You're saying, we owe him, $30+ million? Is that what they – of course that's going to be a part of it. But if you're asking me if there were no off-the-field issues and they still got rid of him and he was healthy, does he land somewhere and gets to choose the right quarterback and go somewhere that he can help? You're damn right he can. Is he Chase or Jefferson or Nakua? No. Is he the second level if he's healthy? Yes, with the right quarterback. But Tua's a guy. Tua's not the guy. Tua's a guy. Now,
I think he's
Miami's done just because. Yeah, Tua, Chubb. Didn't they let him go? Didn't I see that too?
Yeah, Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, and now Tua's on his way out too.
Tua's done.
If you're the Miami Dolphins, you should call the Houston Texans and inquire. You absolutely should. You should call the Cincinnati Bengals to see if Joe Burrow's so fed up they're ready to move him on. You should. But if Tyreek lands somewhere properly, I'm telling you right now, Tyreek Hill still got game. And listen, he's been at times done some dumbass shit off the field that I'm not close enough privy to because I'm not in that home or in that meeting room. As a player, there's still meat on that bone. The question is, where's it going to be? But if you send him to a place where he's unhappy and it's an average quarterback, Tyreek Hill will just kind of go away eventually, Segs and JB. But right situation, right? Well, let me ask you, when Stephon Diggs left Buffalo, did you think he had game left? They were questioning at Houston. He came here, played well, then got hurt. Then New England picks him up, played well there. So Tyreek Hill's got plenty of game, and motivation and fear factor can be an amazing thing if you use it right. Tyreek Hill's got game. He got to get his shit together off the field, and in that locker room, whatever that is. And money and off the field. This has zero to do with the fact that somebody thinks he can still play. The question is, do you think he can still play at the right price? Miami's going in a different direction, and quite frankly, talk about a pillow fight finesse team. They need an ass whooping and need to go in a different direction. Long overdue.
And he's got to be I'm gonna be honest, if you don't have a guy getting him the ball every day, you know how these prima donnas are. He's more. Remember, I replaced him.
Saying. He needs a strong personality as his quarterback, JB.
He's got to get the ball by a good quarterback too, though. So that's the issue. Like, you got to have a guy getting him the ball, and if he's not, he's going to be a headache because he's been a headache everywhere he's ever been. I replaced him at Garden City when he just left Garden City to go to Oklahoma State, JUCO, and he was a headache there. Everything that I've been told, and everywhere he's been a headache. So
yeah,
unless he has a quarterback and he gets all things perfect, this guy is going to be worth. I guess the question is the reward outweigh the risk?
That, and I always say this, you've heard me say it for years. JB, I've said it to you a million times too. Is the headache migraine bigger than the talent? And if you decide if somebody out there will think the talent's bigger than the headache, they'll take him on. But if the headache's bigger than the talent, guess what? I'm moving on, especially for the price. And then with the quarterback and JB, and I think I are both on the exact same page. Tua is just a guy. Now, I like him, good kid. But if everything's not going perfect in rhythm on time, anything off schedule, Tua's got a pop gun arm. He's got to throw everything on time, quick game. If he's late, he can't make up for it with a howitzer arm. He's a squirt gun, a little bit of the Nerf squirt gun. But if he throws on time, it looks great. Great timing. They'll put up points and look finesse. But when it's cold and nut cutting time and you got to have a guy do stuff that isn't normal, that's not a Tua strength. Somebody will get him too. Talk about overpaying some quarterbacks. They jumped the gun on that one because as far as physical gifts go, he's down near the bottom of the pack. But a good guy, and somebody will get him, but I ain't paying him that kind of money. And nor should the Dolphins have done that in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. Before we let Coach JB get out of here, did you guys enjoy NBA All-Star Weekend? I know it's there in California this year, JB. Did you enjoy it?
I didn't know it was
love
on.
The dunk cut. I didn't either.
I didn't know it was on. I seen the clips, obviously, when I found out it was on, and I said, holy shit, what a mockery that this is. Here's my take. I'll make it quick. I told Smitty on my show this morning, Sean, I don't understand why we're making a square peg so struggle into a round hole. Why are we taking and reinventing the wheel every year? Adam Silver has done a worse job than Roger Goodell, if it's even possible. The in-season tournament, the every year different all-star game, the absolute mockery that the dunk contest has become because lack of talent that is in the NBA participating in it. You can blame LeBron James 2010 when he said he was going to do the dunk contest, and then he reneged the day before, and it kind of has been horrible ever since. Here's my take on this. Why are we changing every year? The consistency is what hurts you viewership. Consistency has been, other than that, inconsistent. And Adam Silver has been a joke. And I don't know how it sustains. I haven't watched one game this year, Sean, and I miss old school basketball, I guess. I'm old guy on the hill yelling. But this is a mockery. You've had a guy win the dunk contest 3 years before this, a white kid that's not even in the NBA. And now we're having guys, to your tweet, Sean, just running down the court and just missing a dunk. It wasn't even like some crazy thought. It was just a guy dribbling and tried to do a dunk, missed it. You got another guy. The biggest talk of the day was a guy almost breaking his fucking neck on the backboard because he's not even close to dunking the ball. I don't know what we're doing, and I didn't know who any of the guys were in the dunk contest. So to me, it's a joke. I miss the days of the skills and drills with Jason Kidd and Rondo and Marbury. And those guys going through the cones and competing against each other. We're not competing anymore, and now we want less games. Sean, I did this breakdown. Since 2016, which was the last real dunk contest between Levine and Gordon, do you know 140% increase in salaries have occurred since that dunk contest? 140% rise in pay, but yet 50% less in play. They've played 50% less, but got 140% more money. And you think that any of us would take more money for less work? What are we talking about? I don't want to show up to work either. I don't want to show up and get paid more money. So why do you think they're going to compete if you're paying them more and asking them and demanding them less? Makes zero sense.
Great point, JB. And if I'm not mistaken, that play. We have a tournament at the beginning of the season.
Oh, fuck.
We reward teams for not being a playoff team and add more teams at the end.
That's a
to
joke.
give them another chance. And I think the guys in that November, December tournament before this, as the season starts.
I'm so confused now.
Trying to right. We've gone. You talk about where's Waldo?
Yeah,
dude. I don't even know how many games they play in the. Well, I'll tell you what pains me saying. I'm not the old guy. Get off my lawn. I loved watching the NBA. It was so anybody, you can kiss my lily white ass if you think that it's big. Well, you're just an old guy. Get off my lawn. No, this isn't good basketball. It's not good dunk contest. It's not good PR. It's not good broadcasting some of the time. It's not good games. I'm just telling you now that I would go back right now. One rule, and I know, Sean, that's archaic. I'd love to see one season. Take away the three-point line and now get the nut cut time. Let me see what you got. I'm not saying that that's the only thing. There's a million changes. But what we did, we changed shit that didn't need to be changed.
Yeah.
I love the three-point line. They didn't have it when I was in high school, so that tells you how old I am. But then we get back to playing it right, attacking the basket, kicking the fundamentals of basketball, stars diving on the floor. The talent's there. But the rules are set up for them to take time off, not show up until you give them more money. I do believe that early season tournament, don't every player get $1 million bonus? So we've asked them to do less, and we've given them a bonus that they'd have to play the games during the season anyway. And people are hanging fucking banners for this. Larry Bird must be looking at him saying, you guys are a clown show. Jordan, Magic. Now, I know for PR, they're going to pub it up if these guys are greater if you own it. Let's face facts, guys. If you really watched basketball, not if you're 22 and it's all about tweets and likes and impressions. I'm talking about good basketball. Exciting, above the rim, fundamentals, shoot free throws, knock down mid-range jump shots, get to the rim, foul a guy hard, don't get into a pillow fight, fist fight, get after it, and then go play basketball, play some defense, have an all-star game that we actually like competitive instead of, I didn't even know it's NBA versus the US versus the world. Who gives a shit about that? East versus West, make them play. If they don't, get rid of the shit, okay? All the pomp and circumstance and all that. I like new age stuff, but there's certain things you didn't need to change. What was wrong with Magic Johnson's basketball time? That was when it was at its best. What was wrong? So we decided to do this. I want to see it different. So how about changing the rules to enhance the ball game, not to just enhance what's going on with YouTube sensations and clicks and likes and making it look. That all-star game is an embarrassment to the NBA and to anybody who's ever played in a real all-star game, just like the Pro Bowl's horse shit. So great talent has nothing to do with the players. But if you're going to open up a can of worms and say you don't have to do anything to get paid for it, we really don't have to show up, you don't have to play defense, shoot threes, go do it, then what are they going to do? No, I want to work harder. Look what it's done to the NFL. We don't even training camp. You blink and training camp's over. Bunch of injuries early and shitty ass football in the month of September. Why? Because you don't have enough time to work it. So I'm all for new age stuff if it works. But I don't know what happened with the time when Bird and Magic and when basketball was when we set our clocks by it. And now you set your clock by it. You'd rather watch Nash Bridges reruns on fucking TV and Murder, She Wrote than you will an All-Star game. Dude, I had no idea that was the USA versus the world. No idea.
Oh, I didn't either. Well, that wasn't the only thing. They played like 3 times in a row, I guess.
I know. I just don't. It's crazy. I have no idea. We have too many good players to be playing this kind of basketball. Yeah, basketball talent's great. The brand of basketball and the production we're putting on ain't any good, dude.
I saw a picture of like 3 different teams. I didn't even understand how they were doing it. Like
the one team played 3 in a row, I guess, and got waxed the last game because they were so goddamn tired, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know how to follow it. I'm not watching it. It's crazy. It's a joke. I don't know. But American sports are dead, Sean. I've said it for 4 years. It's completely dead to me. I think I haven't watched it. I'm talking about American sports. I'm just talking American sports in general. College football, college basketball. College basketball, they fired your boy at K-State because he called out his shitty, lazy team, and they fired a coach now. That you wonder why Hafley left Boston College and Chip Kelly left UCLA to be a coordinator.
By Kansas State.
Nick Saban and
he's not worthy of playing here. He's actually telling them that they should have more pride in playing for the university.
Hold them accountable. Can't hold them accountable.
I would bet you $1 million. First of all, if he takes him to court, he will win. Number one. 2 is, think about this. You go and criticize your team, and part of that show cause is to critically and embarrass the university. No, the guys who embarrass us, you're embarrassing yourselves by not having the coaches back. He didn't abuse anybody. He verbally went after him like I've seen Izzo do, like I've seen the great ones go after the team, say, we're not, Calipari, these great coaches. What is the problem with getting after your players like they used to? And I know people, that's abuse, you shouldn't do it. And you knew this was going to happen. Once he said it, I swear to you, I was at home saying, oh, he's either going to get suspended or they're going to take him to task. Now they fire him? Well, I haven't been coached by him, but when are we firing guys? I'll guarantee you, you think the players went in and started telling somebody, I don't know, I'm going to transfer if this continues. He's too hard on us. When did we fire guys for teaching guys life lessons? You just can't show up. The coach's speech was less embarrassing than the performance in firing him is.
It's a
Kansas State should know better. Player empowerment,
and all the shit we've
allowed. Player
allowed.
empowerment. They can't even run their nose, let alone their basketball or football or baseball careers. Why in the world am I worried about it? I'm not talking about all of them, but there's some. You know what's funny, and we do it in this country. We will take a 1% percentage and give them the 99% of others that are doing it right no credit. But we'll change the world for the 1% that don't like it because, well, they're just too lazy to fix it. Yeah,
Sean,
he should have got fired. It's an embarrassment.
We pay taxes for our city's NFL stadiums, correct?
You don't get a seat at the table still, JB. You still don't get a seat at the table.
The crazy part is, like me in California in this shithole, we're paying for SoFi and for Santa Clara for the Niners. Those two play game one in fucking Australia, and I'm going to pay for empty stadiums. And we're going abroad while our city's stadium that our tax-paying dollars are paying for are empty while you play in London, Berlin, Brazil, fucking Australia, and you're shitting me with this. And you think the American sports aren't dying? This is ridiculous, man. Sometimes we got to make a stand.
Adam Silver catered and bent knee to the players regularly, and they've turned the NBA basketball and all that great talent into a Saturday Night Live skit.
Give an inch, they'll take a foot.
Yeah, all they got to do is at the end of the starting lineups, get an SNL guy out there like Keenan. What's the guy's name? One of the Wayans brothers, or get out. Give me who's. I don't even get to watch Saturday Night Live anymore because they kind of who's the lead dog on Saturday Night Live? Sandler now. Sandler doesn't do it, but Sandler. Any old school out there, Chevy Chase, Keenan Thompson. Have him stand up there and introduce the starting lineups like an SNL skit because that's what it's become. That's the.
I mean, have you found? Can you pull up anything, Netflix, Amazon, whatever, and find a good fucking movie to watch?
No, tried it last night.
What did I tell you, dude? You think I'm bullshitting?
Hollywood
I watched 4 old
dead
episodes
true.
of Nash Bridges last night.
I don't know if it's all the fuckers. I don't know if it's Epstein files that fucked it or what. I don't know, but goddamn, I'm just telling you right now, Hollywood is dead because they haven't created a new movie or a new idea or nothing. There's no innovation anymore. Just repeat. Yep. All I see is, they remade fucking this that we already had.
Call the remake. Yes.
Where's a new thought? Like this shit is ridiculous. No good movie. Everything's woke. Everything's gay. It's crazy. I'm like, why are you pushing these agendas on these shows?
Well, it's crazy because we're catering to the small, catering to them instead of taking away. And I'll tell you another thing, JB, you joke around. I'd rather watch the John Deere Classic, and I do 4 rounds of it in golf. The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am was far more interesting than watching any NBA game. I haven't watched a whole NBA game once.
How about my boy? Maybe the best
story of all. Great comeback. Great story. It is the best story in golf this weekend. For a guy,
it might be in sports. It might be in sports. Him and Sam Darnold.
The guy was basically left for dead for over a decade. Rehab, got family, got a kid. I follow him on social media. I couldn't root harder for him. I stayed up and watched that event. I had it on tape. I watched it. And dude, he's going on a birdie run. I'm thinking he's going to go win the damn thing. And he's dealing with Rahm and DeChambeau and Tyrrell Hatton. Watching golf is better than watching the NBA. The shots are more interesting than they are in the NBA. And that is a cold, hard fact right now.
And AK is a good dude, man. That San Diego guy,
I love him.
That's Pat Boy, and I got to hang out with him. Fuck, he's a good dude. His story is crazy. Yeah, man. I'm glad he won, man. That's a great story. Nobody talks about it. Nobody will talk about it today because they don't get no fucking TV time. And That's why a lot of guys are leaving to live back to PGA because they ran its course. The money talks, though. I mean, DJ's not turning down the money they gave him. He still live.
At some point in time, Anthony Kim's going to come back and win on the PGA Tour, and I'll be there for every step of it. I can't wait.
Crazy, yep.
Can't wait.
All right, they'll do it. Coach JB, enjoy your birthday. Enjoy your colonoscopy.
I'm gonna do the other thing. I'm gonna
Cologuard, JB.
Cologuard.
I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out of that deal tomorrow.
There you go.
It's a wise move because you have nothing you have to jam nothing up there. Okay. Although you may be interested, Matt, but I'm just telling you this is an easier route.
You know, I watched a show at this broad on Netflix. It was 9 episodes. So it was, we watched it. It took us about 4 weeks. We watched this whole thing. Great show. I forgot the name. It was a scary movie. It's kind of a horror movie. It's a great
show, and you can't tell me the name. You forgot.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. It's like witch something.
Horror or horror?
It's on Netflix. So yeah,
horror.
Oh,
okay.
But it should have been a horror movie because here's the thing. I watched this whole thing. And at the last episode, to find out that the guy that's been killing everybody, the main guy, the witch that was a wicked thing, fucking gay. Yeah, you got to be shitting me. I watched this whole thing. I cussed her out.
He's happy. You're telling me he's happy.
I cussed her ass out. You had me watch 9 weeks of this, and then to come to find out the guy that everyone was, oh man, this guy's a killer. He got a boyfriend. I said,
okay, so you loved the show, 9 episodes, and it buzz killed you because the guy likes hog instead of.
Yes. You know what? It reminded me of your fucking take on that golf movie with what's his name? Owen Wilson.
Great show.
No, it was
great show.
Horrible.
It's only had 1 season. That's a great show. Get the fuck off.
The broad, hear my pronouns and shut that shit off so fast. Shut that shit off.
Next thing you know, you'll be wearing a brooch that says JB on it.
Okay? Well, no, Ryan Clark's mad at me right now.
He's mad at you? Why? What do you do to him now? Why are you guys?
I got a viral video going about talking shit about his ass, his race baiting clown ass. So anyway, we don't get along anyway.
But back to so the guy was gay. He was happy. What's the big
deal? It wasn't the guy. It was the witch. It was like the witch figure that you never saw that was just killing everybody. Yeah.
All right.
You know that scary. Remember the funny movie, the scary movie when they redid the spoof of it?
Oh yeah.
Of like Scary Movie, they redid it.
Oh yeah.
It was that one where the wife's getting rammed by you don't even see that it's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So actually, the ghost was actually all the guys. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Get me off your show, man. Before you get banned.
Get out of here. The real.
By the way, don't ever talk bad about that Owen Wilson golf show.
Oh, that was the worst. God damn.
Get your ass off my show.
Fucking pronouns.
And by the way, I can't wait to see you next week. Hopefully you're not walking bow-legged from your colonoscopy. Now get out of here. Great shit, dude. I love you. Happy birthday this week. JB's birthday this week, and the party will be huge. Love him. And great stuff. He's out of his damn mind. And that's why
let me get it right. You can follow him at @therealcoach_JB.
Bingo. Boom. And next week you won't get it right because it took me 6 months. So
I had to write it down to get it right. When I said it, when he came on, I was like, that's either dead on or not even close.
Yeah. Classic.
It. And I've heard you say it so.
Hey, you like the movie. So the witch is gay. Big deal. I don't care. You're not copping a feel on me. I'm good. No big deal.
I'm not a big horror movie guy. Horror
or horror?
Horror. Now I can't even say it right. Not a big horror movie guy.
Dude, you think I was joking when I said Nash Bridges. Dude, I watched 4 more episodes of old school Don Johnson, Nash Bridges instead of what went on last night. I didn't even know the game was. I was watching Daytona yesterday on the AT&T Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
And mixed in a few Olympic things. But the NBA, it's like, and I used to love the NBA. The greatest NBA All-Star game I ever went to was when Marvin Gaye sang the national anthem. Mm-hmm. I was in the building with 3 of my buddies at the Fabulous Forum, and it was, dude, the hair on the back of your neck stood up listening to him not only sing, but the way the players played in the game. That was, it was just as important going to that as far as entertainment as it was going to game 1 or game 2 of the NBA Finals, which the Lakers were in every friggin' year, right? I'll never forget it. And thanks to the Lakers and Dr. Buss for those tickets. They were awesome. But that's when the NBA was at its finest. I miss it. The talent's there. The way we approach it isn't. And that's an NBA problem.
Yeah, it's such a bad bad watch. All right, moving on. Back to college football. The MAC has voted to formally add FCS's Sacramento State as a football-only member starting next season.
Hey, Sacktown, dog.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, as we see, so we're going to have that big rivalry of Sacramento State way out west and Ball State there in Indiana. I mean,
Well,
you can't.
We still haven't navigated, Segs. We still haven't navigated geography when it comes to college sports just yet, and how to handle it properly.
You
have you ever noticed
join anywhere?
Have you ever noticed through all these years the NC said, "Well, we can't do it because academics, man. We gotta try to make it easy travel for academics." And then the second money gets bigger, what do they all do? I don't give a shit if you got to fly to Saudi Arabia to play a college game. It's more money. We're putting you in this conference, and we're doing it. Damn the academics. But we've been saying all along, well, when we're doing bowl games and playing, the kids are out of school anyway. So you can actually do playoff games and actually do, because they're not even in class. So.
Not anymore, because now the playoffs going so deep into January that they're back in class, that they're missing class then. That's how long this college football playoff is.
Dude, when Sacramento State and Ball State
what do you do?
Get together, throw out all the records.
You definitely throw out all the records. There might not be
any good for Ball State and Sac State. You jumping into the mix, those things. It's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
For them. Yep. May not be good travel-wise, but it works. Ball State's in Indiana, Sac State's Northern California. You deal with it. But you're adding them, which for them, it's a great upgrade for their recruiting and money. It's a good thing, but I'm not sure it turns the conference into a powerhouse conference. But hey, there's still football, and they still play it, and they're still good players. And one of those schools will offer up the transfer portal, and the guy will be quarterback in Indiana to another national championship at some point. So there you go.
Yeah, right. Last week we talked about the stupidity of one Joe Judge. He comes out and he talks about girlfriends, if they're pregnant, need to be sleeping in the other room, that football players can't be bothered by, a pregnant girlfriend waking up in the middle of the night. They need their sleep so they can play good football. Well, he came out and released a statement that says, some of my comments from Thursday have been taken out of context. So I'd like to provide some clarity. In a discussion about Trinidad's sleep apnea, I was trying to point out the importance that the NFL places on sleep for recovery and performance, in addition to the education of balancing family dynamics during the football season. These are these are discussions I was a part of, the professional level from veteran players based on their own experience in managing similar situations. These are not discussions we've had at the collegiate level. As a husband and father of 4 children, I understand those challenges firsthand and would never diminish the commitment to family. We share the same dedication to family with our players and always support them through any challenges they face in their personal lives.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Let me ask this. First of all, to this genius who's in front of him in a leadership role, and I respect his as a coach. I do. Anybody that's been in it that long, coach, and I give him all kinds of respect. Stay out of the marriage counseling and pregnancy business because it's not your lane. Number one, not you, but him. Secondly, had the comments been more favorable, you would not be saying this quote.
No.
Just so you understand, he got called out. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if even his wife and kids were looking at him like, Dad, honey, what are you doing here? You can't talk like this. That is not your lane. You're not a gynecologist, and you're not somebody who's a sleep disorder doctor. One is, okay, let me help him. Since he's got to teach his guys and help his player, his quarterback to get better, here's what I'm going to teach him. So you want to tell him that sleep's important. I got a great idea. Say, I know this. However we got to this with him sitting in that chair in the courtroom, sakes, unbelievable. But how about just saying it's so important for balance in our life? Balance in some of these college kids have children. Some have wives that are pregnant or significant others that are pregnant. Some have, stuff that they're doing that they've lost a family member. Some have, they got academic requirements. All these things, and rest is so important, as you guys know. And the key here is, how do we do it? How do you balance having a baby or pregnant and getting up in the middle of the night and seeking your wife's help, or she needs your help? How do you balance that with going to class, with going academics, with going to, being a good teammate, to preparing, watching tape? it would have been so much. He could have spun this when he first opened his mouth, because it was actually, to me, I would have taken it. And I'm not sensitive to this shit. And I'm not sensitive. I don't get offended very easy. But I would have looked at it and said, so wait a second. We've let all this. Basically, I took it as, women, what you're doing with that baby is not as important. Even if he's got 4 kids himself, but then don't talk on it if you're ignorant. That's the problem, is we think we got to spew stuff out, and look what happens. Now he's got to come back and apologize, says, I understand completely. Well, you didn't understand how to spit it out of your own mouth. Instead, diarrhea flowed out of it. And now women across the world think you're a buffoon. Anybody that's a good parent thinks you're a dumbass. And your own team's probably looking at you like, even if you're Trinidad Chambliss, aren't you thinking, well, I'm a dad, or whoever whoever it might be in the future or now. Talk about balance as opposed to talking about sleep in the other room, disappear. Basically, you're encouraging to get in the doghouse and to encourage divorce or split families. That's what that came across as he was sitting there, just to make sure a kid gets another year eligibility at the school. You could have done it a lot more judiciously without kissing ass, saying he needs rest, he's got academics, he's got a baby, all that stuff. And quite frankly, you know what all that stuff does, Sigs? It builds balance towards a better life ahead. Because guess what? If he has the greatest career in his world, Trinidad Chambliss' football career will end in his 30s. Will end in his 30s. Yep. So now you're going back, and then you got to go do the makeup call to your kids because you weren't present? Nah, there's plenty of highly successful stars that were immersed into both. Joe Judge missed it on this. Now he's got to backtrack to make his point. And I get it. I don't hate him for it. He just overloaded his mouth with his ass, and he can't write that check now. That's the problem. So he's got to backtrack on it and say, well, I get it. Well, just because you had 4 kids doesn't mean you understand how to do it. Hopefully Joe does.
Hopefully.
A big emphasis on hopefully there, Segs.
Yes. You mentioned the Daytona 500 yesterday. Michael Jordan's team was actually the winner, and we saw him after when I'm blanking on the kid's name that won.
He never wins though, Segs. How about Jordan? Anything he touches, it's like, can you lose at anything? He just wins.
But you saw him emotional after, high-fiving the driver and all his, pit crew and all those guys. It was fun to watch him win there yesterday.
It mattered to him. Mattered.
Oh, you could just tell. Reddick, that was the kid's name. Yeah. Tyler Reddick won the Daytona 500 yesterday. I was blanking on his name. But cool.
Crazy last lap too, Segs. A phenomenal race.
Oh, phenomenal. I mean, the amount of cars that crashed and just that final lap allowed him to come from way behind and then hold off the end, and then right at the very end, more crashed, and he comes out and just finds a way to get in front and keep the lead just long enough to get the win. So Daytona 500 is always a fun watch. I mean, you get the wrecks that everybody love, and then you get the good racing and the way they get 3 wide, and it's
yes, they are athletes, Segs. When your life is on the line by one wrong move, your hand-eye coordination makes you an athlete to the nth degree. Trust me. Anybody that's seen those races in person, you tell me they're not an athlete, because hand-eye coordination is huge in all sports. And I make a wrong move in football, I get benched. They make a wrong move in whether it's NASCAR or the Daytona 500 or in IndyCar racing or Grand Prix race, they make a wrong move, and guess what? They end up in the hospital or somebody dies. So don't tell me they're not athletes, and that doesn't mean it. And I love that Jordan's competitiveness shines through in all this. And when you got a lot of money, you can make a lot of money, and you can find winners. Ask the Dodgers, and it's a good thing. But all the nonsense surrounding Jordan over this, are we just continuing to look for a reason to bitch at something? Are we really?
Yeah, he's facing the backlash for the video with the son of one of his close friends there at the race. He's messing with them, kind of, it's okay.
Just pinching his butt a little bit, pulling on his shirt with the kid. I didn't look like he was trying to be, just excited. I mean, I get the optics. You're like, who the hell? What's he? Now, I can tell you a couple people that if it would have been them, might have been like, ooh, this is a little odd to look at. But I think you got to take the context of it. That's the kid's son. I mean, the kid is. I mean, saying I don't even know how to. I think we're chasing a ghost and borrowing trouble here. I don't think Michael Jackson. Yeah, sorry. Michael Jordan. Yeah, but you know what?
You
Even
mentioned
then,
one of those names.
but even then though, we might have had the wrong person. Michael Jackson may have actually had the best interest in mind when he was trying to protect him from all the shit that's going on in Hollywood back then. Who knows? We've heard both sides. But with Michael Jordan, I don't think Michael Jordan is attracted to that kid. Do you, Segs? Are we saying that this is because if Epstein files aren't in all this talk with all this, are we looking at this thinking Michael Jordan's got a kid problem? Is that what this is all about? Is that the optics you're thinking? I wouldn't want. Okay, it's you got a son. Are you bothered by it if he's your good friend? He's your team up. Are you bothered by it? Are you approaching something touch my kid?
We were talking like, it's like, well, I see my son or my buddy's kids, and it's like, oh, you knock them over, you're messing with them, you're kind of hitting them a little bit. Well, I'm not abusing, I'm not physically abusing kids. I'm not, punching kids. I'm just messing around with my buddy's kids.
Taking him to a room by himself, right? Say exactly.
Yes.
Don't you think Jordan knows all the cameras are on him? It feels to me like it was just an affection, like a dad would do to his own kid when he's kidding him about it. My dad used to grab my nose like that and pretend like he stole my, his thumb was my nose, right? I know it's a different part of it, but look, we're looking for reasons to get after it. We can't be serious, can we? Well, Sean, this is how it starts. No, I think Michael Jordan, he's going to be 63 this month. Yeah. I believe Michael, because him and I around the same time, our birthday is going to be 60 this month. Not that age has anything to do with how fucked up.
But you're 70.
Well, no, I'm younger than Jordan, mind you. Okay. So, but with that in mind, I don't look that this is predatorial by Michael Jordan. No. Do you? No. So what are we saying? We got to put stuff.
Just people looking for shit to start a conversation about something that's not needed. That's the world we live in. You can take anything. I can take any video right now on Twitter. Just look at it and find something that somebody will bitch about.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's the world we live in.
I guess if Michael Jordan has to do this, is one of the worst things. I mean, where people are criticizing all this, as in Michael fashion. Guess what he won't do? In my opinion, he'll just. You guys are out of your mind. Yeah, it will tune it. That's his inability to have to deal with people and just tune them out has been a strength of his. So my gut is I'm giving Jordan benefit of the doubt because I don't think Michael Jordan, knowing cameras are on him, was trying to do anything with the wrong intention in mind. As a father of three, you got kids, Segs too. And if it was my kid, I'd have said, oh, most of us would have said, oh, Michael Jordan knows that kid well enough that he's like his uncle, right? I'm saying he's his buddy. So this to me has zero legs, but somebody's going to create it to have legs.
Somebody
Trust
will
me.
continue it.
Somebody will create it.
Yes. Yeah. Real quick before we get out of here, our bet of the day. We do
good job, Sage, on a couple of your picks. I had a couple too, but you called it. You had Texas Tech hanging in there against Arizona. Yep. I had Arizona winning. They went over there in overtime and beat them, and we both called Michigan curb stomping their opponent, and they did. Yeah. I think we were between the two of us like 4-2 or 5.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and really look.
Yeah, but a good weekend on betting for sure.
Yes, I definitely had a good weekend betting. So we're sticking in college hoops tonight. We got a massive one. We've got number 3 Houston goes up to Ames to take on number 5 Iowa State. Those rankings might be a little bit different now. I have not seen if those are the latest AP poll rankings.
They'll be today or tomorrow when they change it, right? So maybe today heading into the weeks this morning,
Monday,
right?
Yeah. That they come out. So we could have a new number 1 because Texas Tech did beat Arizona, giving Arizona their second loss of the week. But tonight we get Houston traveling to Iowa State. Iowa State's a 2.5-point favorite, 134.5 over under, which is I think a good number for these two teams because they are so physically dominating defensively, both of them, but they can score when they get going. Yes.
Right.
So, I mean, it was fun. And real quick, before we pick this game, look ahead to Saturday. You're going to have, let me get it right because ESPN has updated 1 versus 3. So Michigan versus Duke. That's in Washington, D.C. And then we're going to have number 2 Houston. So Houston is number 2 now versus number 4 Arizona. So we got the top 4 teams in the country will face off this weekend in 2 massive games. But what do you think about
this
tonight?
Is a good start to it too, because Texas, I mean, Houston may not be number 2 by the end of the week, going into next week. if
We
they don't
also
take
have
care of their business.
Michigan Purdue is tomorrow night, I think. So
Always
we
a
got
good
another
matchup
monster,
too. Yes, no doubt.
college basketball game. So who you got
Saints,
tonight?
what's the spread though? I
Two,
know the
2.5
points.
Iowa State, minus 2.5 Iowa State.
Give me, let's see, and you said 134.5, which is in the mid 60s. I'm going to take a flyer, and you know how I love their relentless defense on both, but in particular how Kelvin Sampson. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the money line. Houston wins on the road.
All right.
I know they're higher ranked, but they are a dog on the road. Road dog wins this outright, and I'm taking the over slightly. This will be a close one, but upper 60s as opposed to lower 60s. Close to the number, but closer to 140 than 135. How's that grab you?
Okay. I like
134.5.
I like that. I always write down my picks before, so you don't influence me at all. And this time, I have the complete opposite. I have ISU winning and covering the 2.5, and I have the under.
The under. The under seems so obvious to me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Segs, it just does.
Yes.
And I think for Houston to win, they're going to have to score 70 points.
Yeah. And
even though they're ranked higher on the road, it's tough. But I'm going to take the Cougars and a little bit of emotion for my guy Kelvin Sampson. But this is going to be a fist fight, dude.
Yeah,
from start to finish.
Such a massive week for Houston with this game and then Arizona coming, on Saturday. It's
you want to talk about battle tested,
week.
Brother? They take care of their business, and these two, well, they'll be the number one team in the country.
Yeah. We got a lot of
who they have at one now, Sakes? Who's at one?
Michigan.
That's right. You guys jumped over after Arizona lost 2 in a row. That's right. So if they win both of these segs, they will jump. If they're not, they'll stay at 2, but they've got a good chance of being number 1, depending on what happens to your Wolverines in the Purdue game and the one over the weekend.
Yeah, they got Purdue and Duke. Then they've got Illinois. They've got Michigan State left. They've got, and then I think one against Minnesota. So they've got a
tough road, brother,
schedule down the stretch. So there's a lot of good college basketball teams. The one thing I'll say after watching so much college basketball over the weekend, the officials are awful. Yeah. They are terrible. They don't know. It just changes from game.
Become a major issue, Segs, and it's getting worse, not better.
It really has. It's hard to watch and see some of these fouls they call, and then some of the fouls they don't call. It's just crazy to watch. All right, we'll get out of here. Thank you to Bailey and Laura, as always. Again, if you
great new open, Bailey.
Yes,
thank you.
Go
brother.
back and
Good
watch
stuff.
the new open. Great stuff. Thanks to all our viewers and listeners. You can follow the show on YouTube at Unpaved Sean Salisbury. Get there, like and subscribe. Get the notifications for when we go live. You can follow Sean on Twitter, X at Sean Unfiltered. Myself at Adam G. Sager. This is Unpaved, the flagship show for USC football and Houston Texans coverage. We'll hit those.
Just ask us
every single day, plus the biggest stories in the national news when it comes to sports and politics, if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Or
we're not going to do it to have people click on it. We do it when it matters.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't like our opinion on it, that's okay. We welcome all opinions.
Come in here, give us your opinion in here. We'll continue, and we got some more stuff coming down the line for you guys that if you want to get more involved with the show, you get a little bit of extra. So that's coming soon. We'll let you know when that is live and ready to go. But again, get over to YouTube at Unpaved Sean Salisbury. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
Can I tease you on one good thing, Sags?
Yeah, hit me with it.
I guess I can announce it, Pokey. I put the first payment in for a big, huge new warehouse studio.
Awesome. It's finally happening. It's coming.
Yes, it is, dude. And it is exactly the visual that I've been talking about for a year and a half is when I walked into it, just like I told you, when you walk in, I know. And I can't wait with the golf sim in there with being able to stand up and move around and do walkthroughs on a little bit of turf ground with music and a pinball machine and it's going to be, the optic's going to be epic. But guess when they come in, it's perfection for what I was looking for this show.
This is something you've been talking about not even for just the last 18 months. Since
Years.
When we did our
Yep.
TV radio show together, this is what we wanted to do, and it just never came to
Can't
fruition.
wait till it's done, Sigs.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So I'm excited.
That's another thing to look forward to. So big things coming in 2026 for Unpaved, but make sure you get over to YouTube at Unpaved Sean Salisbury. That's the best place to find us. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Unpaved Sean Salisbury here to bring an authentic, real stuff to you. Hardcore opinion.
Sean Salisbury, a great NFL analyst, a former NFL quarterback.